I'm here to brief you regarding the solvents used in HPLC. You all are aware that solvents plays a very important role in HPLC. Particularly, you have to use the HPLC grade solvents. Otherwise, some of the impurities which are in the form of globules may occur, and it may get spoil your column also. So solvents. There are different solvents which are used particularly with related to HPLC. So preferably you have to use HPLC solvents. So what I want to continue in this talk of session is the HPLC system already I have briefed. So mechanism of action of normal phase and reverse phase, then what are the different parameters which are used for the solvents, then it is the role of degassing and filtering of solvents and different types of solvents. So this is a brief sketch about the HPLC, so where the separation usually takes place at the column and then further it will be recorded. Then the chromatographic process, as you know, depends mainly upon the eluting capacity factor. So they are based upon that, they have to divide in two types. One is normal phase and reverse phase HPLC. This is the elution order what you are seeing in the normal case, normal phase. Then with elution order in reverse phase. So where the white spikes and then followed by the depending upon the polarity of the compound is. The chromatographic parameters of the solvents. So suppose isopropyl alcohol you are using, then you need to know its electronic strength, then polarity, then solubility parameter, then hexane you can use tetrahedral furone, acetone, acetonitrile and water, mainly based upon their hydrogen bonding acidity and hydrogen bonding basicity and even dipolarity. And it also depends upon the electrotropic strength. Suppose the E value which is having very strong and then low E value, weak solvent, it's considered as weak solvent, and increase in the E value where it will help in the retention of the solute decrease and shortens the retention time. Whereas in case of decrease, so there will be a retention of solute increases and longer retention time can be achieved. So it is usually used to predict an approximate mobile phase combination needed to generate acceptable retention time. So the polarity parameter usually depends upon the separate methods used in predicting the solute retention, and where the volume fraction and N components may also vary. The solubility parameter, because in the gradients separation, the factor that limits the choice of solvent is organic solvent, solubility in water. The use of a solvent that helps is miscible with an immiscible pair of solvents, often generate a single ternary mixtures. So for example, hexane and water and even IPA. So which are important and additional degree of flexibility in choosing the mobile phase. So solvent degassing for the liquid chromatography, it has got different advantages which helps in stability in the baseline and enhances sensitivity of the detector. And there is a advantage of reproducing retention times for eluting peaks, reproduce injection volume for quantification also, and there will be a stable pump operation. So you are aware that there are different types of degassing the process involved, particularly spraying, vacuum, sonication. So those three methods, any one of the method you can adopt for the degassing of the solvents. Then filtration of the solvents is having different filters. You can use for the syringe filter, which is variation in the members which have got the pre-filtering solvent and sample prior to the analysis is also critical to prevent the as I briefed in the earlier, colon blockade and undue wear, and there is a possibility of membrane nylons which are using for the solvent filtration. So the different types of solvents which you can use, usually alcohol, alkenes and aryl aromatics, chlorinated alkanes and chlorinated benzenes, ethers, ketone and nitriles and nitrogenous solvents can also be used for the HPLC target. So in case of alcohol, I would like to mention one either isopropyl alcohol, butanol, ethanol, so which shows unique chromatographic properties for the highly oxygenated compounds. So it is also usually helps in where the separation of the proteins and the peptide separations. Alkenes and alkyl parameters and where the different solvents, particularly we can use hexane, toluene, heptane, isooctane, and there is a isomer and enantiomer forms of polar compounds can be effectively usually separated by normal phase supports and by the alkene based mobile phases. So nitriles and nitrogenous solvents, main commonly used organic mobile phase components it is acetonitrile only. It is a moderately polar and excellent solvent and typically generates sharp, well-defined chromatographic piece. That is one of the advantage which you are using when you use the acetonitrile, and it has also a mid-range solvent strength and very low UV cutoff point. So it is miscible with wide range of organic solvents such as water and its mixture with water are of a low viscosity. So it is a weak high hydrogen bond acceptor. So it has some drawbacks also. Buffers have limited solubility in acetonitrile. It is a very important point to be noted. So acetonitrile is reactive with strong acids such as H2SO4. So nitrogenous compounds, when you can use a triethylamine, you have diethylamine, pyridine, etc., which are very volatile, so that a sample can be recovered easily, and strong hydrogen bond compounds making them ideal for use as an silanol group blocking agents. So they have reasonably low UV cutoff points. And chlorinated, example dichloromethane, chloroform, carbon tetrachloride, chlorobenzene you can use. Then ethers, tetrahydrofuran, then ethyl ether, 1,4-dioxane, methyl butyl ether. So which have got a relatively strong solvents in both reverse phase as well as normal phase separation. Then you can use the ketone based compounds. So for example, acetone you can use butanone, 2-pentanone. So as you all aware, acetone is viewed as a universal solvent, and it is miscible nearly with all commonly used solvents. So it is effectively used to change a column from reverse phase to the normal working mode. That is one of the very advantage of this using the acetone, and it's very effectively solvents when used with large solvent, other polar solvents, which has ability of this solvent to keep a wide range of solvents in the solution, and their mode of strength and low viscosity make them unique. So these are the conditions where you need to maintain, and then you have to select a proper solvent for the proper separations. So the normal phase, or when you are using the normal and using the reverse